everybody. Welcome to my reaction to the Nintendo Direct for September 2025. We're going to be getting to that momentarily. We're going to be getting to that. But I wanted to start things off by sort of, I guess, continuing my sort of I guess the discussion I had on stream, the in my previous stream, the stream from past on Thursday from the time of this video releases. We're talking about like Thursday stuff here, but essentially, I kind of did. I guess you could say it was a bit of a rant or a bit of like frustration had to come out, where I was kind of talking about the fact that it kind of does suck that being an autistic gamer and having been streaming for like 11 years and doing streams and doing content on YouTube for many years and it just sucks that the fact that all the kindness and goodwill I've done kind of just sometimes doesn't feel like it's paying off like it should be, and it almost feels like it's not really paying off the way that it needs to pay off, and it just and yeah, it's good, and I'm actually kind of grateful to have many friends in the community who seem to agree with the fact that it sucks that autistic gamers like myself or disability gamers like myself are not getting opportunities like not getting the same value of opportunities that many other creators are getting, and it's just we're kind of being left out of the dark a little bit, and it kind of is a bit frustrating when you see so many cool games that you like and you want to be able to cover them, you want to be able to do like content for them, you want to do reviews on them, and yet you're being met with a simple like, oh no, we decline your request, or along the lines of, oh, we can't accept you at this time, sort of responses, and it's incredibly frustrating that, especially if for someone like me who's been streaming for 11 years, you would think that, these there would be opportunities out there. You would think that autistic people would get the same opportunities, right? Like many other creators, you would think there's a plan in place for that, but that doesn't seem to exist, and it bothers me that systems like that don't exist when they should do, and yeah, but and also the fact that we always talk about the gaming industry needs to be better. Well, I think including autistic and disability players in the conversation would actually make a good start as well, considering that all these companies have equality, diversion, inclusion courses every year, and they seem to. You would think they would know what autism is. You would think that you know many of the disabilities are, and you would think they would know that many of these autistic people could very well be gamers that would love to stream and want to be able to have the opportunity to be able to cover new and exciting games. You would think they would know. You think they would have the logic there, but it's just not there, and it's just really, I don't know. I just felt a bit frustrated about having to do all this hard work of making gameplay content for you guys and streams for you lot, and then it's just, I guess it's just frustrating that the fact that you guys are not seeing the payoff like you should be, and it just, yeah, that's kind of where my frustration kind of lied, really, is that because I've had that on my mind for a while, like, why am I not getting paid off for the amount of kindness I've done? And also, mainly because of the conversations I've had with like Angel Plushie, who I have to give a shout out to, and you definitely got to follow because she is amazing, and she reached 1K followers, which I have to say huge congrats to her again for that. Um, the fact that she always talks so highly of me and just say like, no, people should be respecting you, respect, to me, obviously respecting me. People should be respectful and kind to me for what I give back to people, and it's just, she's kind of right. It just sucks that half of the world doesn't seem to agree, and they should do, because like, autistic people can be gamers. I'm proving that like literally for like 11 years, and you would think that the narrative would be okay. autistic people can game. We need to accept this now. Nope, they don't seem to want to accept. They just want to be stubborn and be like, that yeah, they don't exist. Yeah, they're not content creators. They don't fit our categories. They don't fit our requirements. Like, why? Well, stop making the requirements higher and just make it, reasonable, so that gamers like myself can cover your games. That's all we're asking. All we're asking is like, can we like join in the fun? That's all I'm asking. I'm not trying to like ruin someone's day. I'm literally just saying, hey, can I join in? Sort of like response. That's kind of literally what I'm doing here, and I like to be hopeful that my voice is being heard on that front because things need to that sort of thing needs to improve because it's getting silly that all the requirements I've been seeing for when you're requesting like to be able to cover games, it's usually like, oh, you need like over 10,000 current views or 50 current thousand views, 20 current thousand views. Like, no, like how is an autism person like myself meant to reach these goals in like a short amount of time? It's never people, they need to start being realistic here. They need to start being realistic. Okay, maybe they're not going to reach those goals, but at least they can reach some goals, at least reach some like height. At least that still counts, right? I mean, for goodness sakes, I've reached like what, over 600 followers. You would think that would be considered an achievement. For others, for many of my community, it feels like an achievement. And I'm glad. I'm really grateful that I've had like Tony, Littlemoon, Jody, literally like say like, oh, we're supporting you, and we're really proud of what you've done, and you're going to things will happen for you, and yeah, I want to believe it. I really do. I want to believe those comments, but then there are times like when I look at it and I'm like, is it though? Because it's 11. It's like my 11th year streaming and nothing's happened. Like nothing's progressed, and it's just I want to believe it, but it's like there's nothing there to show that it's going to happen. There's nothing there. It's just like a brick wall currently for me, and it's just. It shouldn't need to be like that. I guess tiny stuff that has at least happened to me in the last few years in the form of like, I mean, I have to give a shout out, obviously, to Jeff Keighley. Obviously, most of you gamers will know Jeff Keighley as the guy who was responsible for Summer Game Fest. And I have to thank him personally because of the fact that every time he offers co-stream opportunities, like he always sends emails to say, "Hey, come and sign up to be a co-streamer." And I've literally been like one of those people who has instantly gone there, signed myself up, and then pretty much every single time he has found a way to make sure that I get the opportunity to be a co-streamer for Summer Game Fest, Gamescom, Opening Night Live, Game Awards, because I love these showcases because they always have like loads of exciting new games to talk about. And also, obviously, the Game Awards because, well, many of us look forward to finding out who's going to be the Game of the Year. That's a big topic for a lot, me and my friends when it comes to Game of the Year. Oh, what could be Game of the Year? Who's going to win it? And the fact that being able to react to these events on stream brings me enjoyment, and being able to and also to be able to watch it with friends is also exciting because there's always that excitement of it, and I know there's some showcases that some of my friends prefer over others, but at the same time there's always lots of like cool exciting games that are getting talked about that they're like, oh my god, have you seen this game? Oh my god, have you seen that game? And it's just that's the sort of hype that I always like to be a part of because being able to like share like I was there to see this trailer moment. So just that sort of bond is what makes my community so much incredible, and I love it. And that's why I love doing these reaction videos because I just love to see people smiling because they're a game that they've wished for is finally coming into existence, and it's just that when that happens, it's like a payoff moment for some people, and I love that, and it's just. And I really appreciate the fact that Jeff Keighley's giving me the opportunity to do that and be a co-streamer for that because that means a lot to be able to be able to react to these shows on my YouTube as well as my Twitch is just just the best feeling. It really is, and I hope he continues to let me give me continue to give me opportunities to do that because I want to be able to continue to react to his shows. I want to be able to continue reacting to the Game Awards in December as well as Summer Game Fest and games can't open the night live. I know some people like to bash those events because, oh yeah, some announcements are more indie than other, but he tends to try the best he can to get big titles, right? He tries his best to get like hottest topic, the biggest franchises on there, and he tries his hardest to make sure that they come out, and I love that, and I love the fact that I'm being able to react to these events more, more and more, and be able to do it yearly as well is what makes it enjoyable. I would like, and I hope these opportunities continue because I mean, this is just like a small opportunity, but at least it's you know a small step to a good to hopefully the right direction. I like to be hopeful of, and also being able to react to Sony. I mean, Sony, your state of plays, I enjoy reacting to those as well, and being able to see what's coming to the PlayStation 5 and be able to fantasize some of the cool games that are coming out. It's a, I know I mean, I did once a couple of times had the opportunity to try out like betas of like updates for like the PS4, and I think I haven't really had the opportunity to try any PS5 beta console updates. I would love to try some of those features at some point because I would love to be able to have the opportunity to experience like new and exciting updates that the PS5 software updates that the PS5 gets in the future because I guarantee you they're going to be coming up with some really cool things for the PS5 and I would love to experience that. And yeah, and also, like I said, I've also been a PlayStation fan since, the PlayStation 1 days in the late 90s, getting that PlayStation 1, and I've been falling in love with it, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that DualSense, that 30th anniversary DualSense controller. I can't wait to have that in my hands and be able to, really relive that nostalgia of like my childhood. And I always look forward to when they have like the new consoles in the hopes that I can finally enjoy being able to have the consoles day one because I've missed that day one feeling because the last time I had a day one experience was during the PSP days. The PSP day, what was it? 2005, 2007? I think it was 2005, possibly. Yeah, I think it was 2005. The fact that I got up at midnight to get my PSP, and I would love to have that feeling again because I miss having those going to like midnight launches, and I miss having like that day one console experience, and I would love that to happen again, and that's why, if Sony or Xbox or even Nintendo, because I'm really enjoying, like I said, I'm reacting to the Nintendo Direct very shortly, and I'm really enjoying some of the games that I've checked out on the Nintendo Directs have really interested me to want to get a Switch too, because I've never held a Switch because the last Nintendo console I held was the Nintendo DS Lite, and I would love to have my hands on a Switch because I've never had my hands on a Switch too, and I really get some of the features you're adding on the Switch too, like the voice chat. Was it the video voice chat system you've got going on? It's really excited me about the possibility of being able to chat with my friends. Yeah, because I have like Tony who has a Switch, and I would Switch to, and she tells me how great it is, and it makes me want to have one, And then obviously the Xbox. Obviously, I'm very hyped about the Rogue Xbox Ally, and particularly the Ally X, because like to be able to, I would love to have the opportunity to have my hands on the very first Xbox handheld because that's been something I've been wanting from Xbox since I joined the Xbox ecosystem with the Xbox One X a few years ago, and then to now, obviously got the Series X, but to be able to have the opportunity to have that in my hands, that handheld, and be able to I would love to like share my thoughts on it. I would love to share, and also it'd be beneficial from a console player perspective, how useful this thing would be if you're wanting to play PC games with friends that you have who only play on PC, but you haven't been able to play many PC games like Peak and Repo and that, and to be able to have the opportunity to have a way to play with your PC friends because of the handheld would be to have that opportunity, to be able to review and say, and speak to console players like how useful this thing would be great opportunity to be able to share my thoughts on that. And so, if Sony or like Nintendo or even Xbox want to do something on that front, I would love to, because it would be nice to continue sharing my love for Sony and PlayStation products. Obviously the PlayStation, and also I enjoy some of the Sony films like Spider-Man. But obviously we're talking gaming here. But it's just games that I really want to play, like Borderlands 4, and I would love to have the opportunity to cover that game because I did Borderlands 3 on Thursday, and that's the only Borderlands I've got until I'm able to have a way to cover Borderlands 4, and I would love to have that opportunity. And then, and then there's Battlefield 6, which I love the beta of Battlefield 6. So if Battlefield students listening, I'm loving it. I would love to have the opportunity to play it day one. Because I'm going to support both Call of Duty and Battlefield. I'm not going to fight between you guys because I love both franchises, and I want to support both in some way, and I want to be able to enjoy, and I enjoy shooters, and I enjoy the feel of what Battlefield's doing with Battlefield 6, and I would love to do lots of coverage of Battlefield 6, because I get some friends ask me, "Hey, you're going to get Battlefield 6?" And I'm like, I hope so. I just hope there'll be a way to make that happen, and then obviously Black Ops 7, looking forward to that. Obviously, luckily I've got Game Pass to back me up on it, but I would love to get me the Vault Edition because I do like some of the skins they've got going on with the Vault Edition. But obviously the co-op campaign, I'm going to be hopefully playing it with Nikita, maybe even with Quirky. Maybe I could convince Quirky to play, maybe the campaign. Please, Quirky. Yeah, I just had to put that opinion out. Really, I'm sorry I took a bit of time at the opening here, but I just had to sort of say, hey, if you guys want to collab, just let's make give me the opportunity to cover some cool games and review some games and have the chance to experience the Rogue Xbox Ally, because it's something I really want to get alongside the Switch too. Both handhelds are hyping me up, and I'm literally at the moment torn between what should I get for Christmas, when I would love to have the ability to try them ahead of time. Yeah, I just would like to have some opportunities. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking I'm not trying to be greedy or anything. I just want to be able to do some cool stuff for my community, and kind of represent the autistic gaming community really a bit more. I think would be the ideal here. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to say, and we're going to go and react to the Nintendo Direct and see what cool games are coming, because it's making me jealous that I really could do with the Switch 2 to be able to play them, because I can't play them without one, obviously, and the Nintendo knows this. So, yeah, let's see what Nintendo's cooking, shall we? I do love this intro they got going on for the Nintendo Direct. It's like they're building the letters with the shapes. Yay, Nintendo Direct. I just love they showing concept art. So cool, isn't it? It just shows the amount of passion they have to this franchise.
Konnichiwa, Miyamoto desu.
Hello, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. We'll start today's Nintendo Direct with the Super Mario Bros. 40th anniversary. Tomorrow, September 13th, marks 40 years since the launch of Super Mario Bros. In Japan. We got here because so many people have played. Thank you all very much. The Mario games have been supported by evolutions in digital technology and gaming consoles. Additionally, Mario has taken on many different designs in the artwork. At the Nintendo Museum, which opened in Kyoto last year, we've created an art gallery that displays character illustrations.
To be fair, this looks really nice.
There are also illustrations and pixel art from the Mario series. Also, from now through next September, the ticket for admission will change to the design shown here.